Hello, I am Undead Matt, and welcome to my macabre movie mania. Since it's the Halloween season, I feel like it's time to go back to something classic, something creepy, something gothic. In fact, I feel like we need a little bit of a mood change around here. That's better. So today, I bring you the 1932 classic, The Mummy. Yes, the slow, lumbering mummy that is coming for all of us.
Why on earth would a museum put a mummy in it?
The Mummy was brought to us by director Carl Freund, who was the cinematographer on Dracula and Metropolis, and this is his first feature-length directorial debut. Universal, having great success with hits like Dracula and Frankenstein, decided they want to do something new and original, but still keeping with the horror idea. So inspired by the discovery of King Tutankhamun earlier that year, they went together and developed the original script for The Mummy. And unlike Dracula and Frankenstein, is not based on a prior book. It is a completely original written idea. And who shall play this creepy, lumbering monster? Who can bring in such a terrifying presence? Well, of course, Boris Karloff. Straight off of playing Frankenstein, they asked him to now play the Mummy. But instead of a mute, horrifying monster, Boris actually gets to use his voice in this movie.
That scroll is my property. I bought it from a dealer. It is here in this house. I presume in that room.
We had foreseen this.
So the Mummy begins with two archaeologists finding a sarcophagus that has a curse along with it. Upon reading the curse, the Mummy awakens and then just kind of walks away. Then this happens. Oh, that is funny. 10 years later, we find another set of archaeologists digging through Egypt. They come in contact with a strange, interesting man who tells them where to find another burial. Who is this man? That's the Mummy. Come on, that's the Mummy. Come on. Unbeknownst to our archaeologists, the tomb that they were sent to uncover houses the lost love of Imhotep, Oksana Moon, who he wants to resurrect to bring his love back to life. When he tries the resurrection spell, it doesn't raise his love, but instead connects to her reincarnated soul. The love interest played by Zeta Johnson.
Oksana. 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 Is anything the matter?
He then takes her over and controls her mind. We're then told in flashback what happened to Imhotep as he was buried alive. But not only that, they killed the grave diggers. That way they could never find his tomb again.
A nameless grave. The slaves were killed so that none should know. The soldiers who killed them were also slain. So no friend could creep to the desert with funeral offerings for my condemned spirit.
Jeez, that's a little bit of overkill. I love it. Imhotep goes about killing anyone that gets in his way of reuniting with his love. It's kind of sweet in a twisted kind of way. He finally obtains her and tries another ceremony to make her remember her past and love him again. But she eventually realizes her past and prays to the goddess Isis to save her. A beam of light breaks through the chamber, burning the scroll and ending Imhotep's immortality. Ending our villain once and for all. Upon release, The Mummy was another huge hit for Universal, making The Mummy part of the monster pantheon. It was critically acclaimed and still holds up today. It holds that classic mood that the original Universal monster movies all had, and had a creepy, terrifying pace. You kind of slowly moved along, making you wonder what's happening next and what's gonna happen. I find that The Mummy is also the original slasher. He's a slow, lumbering monster that kills anyone in his path. But instead of a machete or a knife, he uses his bare hands. And then he's always destroyed and then resurrected again and again. Of course, like any slasher, there are a ton of sequels that came out after his initial release. The Mummy was soon followed by The Mummy's Hand, then The Mummy's Tomb, then The Mummy's Ghost, and of course, The Mummy's Curse, and finally, the final film in the original series, Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. But, boys and ghouls, that is not all. In 1959, the Hammer Production Company remade The Mummy, and that had its own sequels with The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, The Mummy's Shroud, and Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. But we're not done yet. In 1999, The Mummy was remade again, but this time into an action-adventure style franchise. And that also had its own sequels with The Mummy Returns and The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Empire. But we're not done yet, because that had a spin-off franchise. In The Mummy Returns, there was a creature known as the Scorpion King, who then got his own set of movies with The Scorpion King, The Scorpion King 2, Rise of a Warrior, The Scorpion King 3, Battle for Redemption, The Scorpion King 4, Quest for Power, and later this year we get The Scorpion King, Book of Souls. And let's not forget, in 2017 we had Tom Cruise's The Mummy. So you can say there is a huge pantheon of mummy films, which I may have to return to review some more. But for the original Mummy, it is still a great universal classic if you love the good, dark, black and white gothic atmosphere with little music, but creepiness and very subtle deaths. You will enjoy The Mummy. It definitely belongs in the pantheon of Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Wolfman as the original classic horror monsters. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have my own cursed tome I must read. Lo, whoever reads this, gastric distress comes your way. That's... oh God, oh God, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of Macabre Movie Mania. What do you think of The Mummy? And for that matter, what do you think of all the Universal monsters? Are they still awesome and they hold their creepiness, or are they just kind of old and cheesy now? Let me know in those comments below. Hit that thumbs up, and also if you could, share this video with anyone possible. That would be a great help for me. And as always, I do votes on my next episodes of Macabre Movie Mania, so make sure you follow me on Twitter at wizard_Matt to get your vote in for the next episode. And if you're not too busy, check out one of these two videos. They are very awesome. Thanks again for joining me.